Alrighty, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to an episode in live stream here on Let's Build Twitter. For y'all who tune into live streams, sorry that the live streams have been a little bit sparse lately. Holidays had things a little bit messed up, so couldn't really get on a schedule. I'm going to try to live stream as much as possible here this week, just because things are going to get a little bit chaotic again. So I'd rather load up on some recordings and then be able to edit them while people are over and everything like that. So with that being said, as always, I'm Ethan on Encoder. If you guys want access to a private repository, there's a link in the description down below that tells you exactly how to do that. In the previous episodes, we kind of just worked on getting replies working. And I do believe that we never actually went back and got the media reply working. So that's something that I want to keep in the back of my mind, especially if we get to that point today. If not, I'll try to write it down and we'll try to get to that later. But I went through and I was kind of looking at Twitter and how it works and everything, and I realized we're probably going to go ahead and modify how the feed works. So if you guys haven't been on Twitter, basically what it does is as you scroll, once you hit to the bottom of the page, it'll load more. So this is kind of like a way, or in a way they're paginating, I guess you could say. And right now we do not have a pagination up, so we basically need to figure out how in the heck we're going to paginate this. Especially because of the fact that we can't just return posts anymore, because the reply that we have doesn't actually contain the post that it's replied to. We're going to do that, and then sometimes we're just going to go need to reply to show whether or not it's a repost or something. And then we also need to figure out how we're going to kind of deal with duplicate. We don't want to just see the same post over and over again. So like if 10 of your people that you follow repost the same exact post, we maybe just want to get the most recent one and then ignore the other ones and kind of go from there, which may or may not affect kind of how many posts are on the screen or whatever. But I think we want to take it one baby step at a time. So I think I have a little bit of a plan. So the first thing that I think I want to do is turn our feed post here, or this post repository, find post by author. I want to turn this into a query where it also has the date, and this is going to return a pageable object or a page object that has the information that we want. And then what we'll do is we will go through and we will map that to what we actually want, which will be a special DTO specifically for the feed, and then kind of go from there. And then what we'll do is on the front end, we'll keep track of when that initial session start was basically, and get basically the list or the pages based on that. And then whenever they refresh the page, it'll also refresh the session start time, and then go ahead and it'll basically be a new page or a new set of pages. So with that being said, I have a whole bunch of stuff open right now. Just because I was kind of doing a little bit of research about pagination. I haven't done much of it. So the first thing that we're going to need to go ahead and do is, let me see here. We need to basically modify this query, but I don't remember exactly what we want. We might just want a page. Yeah, so we want a page post. We're going to go ahead and bring in this. Now, this comes from, I don't know if we want page or pageable. Then we want page post as what I think that we want. And then this is going to need to take in a pageable object. So pageable according to the thing that I'm looking at, the tutorial. And let's go ahead and bring that in as well. And then now this is mad because we don't have the pageable. We'll deal with that later, because the other thing that I want to go ahead and do is we want to basically pass in a session start time or date and time or whatever. And to do that, what we can go ahead and do, I want to do date? I could probably do an SQL date, I guess. What do I want to do? Well, let's just say this. So we're going to say, and we're going to go ahead and say the key dot, and this is going to be, I guess this is posted date, and this will be, I guess, less than, equal to, then this is going to be session date maybe. So we want it so that the posted date is before the session date. I might have this backwards, so we might need to flip this. And then here, I guess we'll do local date time and session date. And again, this is going to break a whole bunch of stuff, so that's fine. We're going to have to work on it on the front end as well. Again, we'll refactor it. Now we'll come in here, and now we'll have the authors. And what we'll go ahead and do is we'll also pass in the date and time. Now, how we want to deal with this, because we also need the page and the number. By default, I think we're just gonna do 100. So maybe we just pass the page as well, and we'll just always do like 100 or something. So first we need a local date time, and this will be session start or something, and then we'll also want an integer for the page. And what we're going to want to go ahead and do is we want to make a pageable. So to do this, we're going to say pageable.of, I believe. Just let me look really quick. So we're going to say pageable is equal to, and let's go ahead and import this before we forget. And this is going to equal to page request.of. And we want the page, so that'll be the starting, and then how big it is. So how many, we're going to say 100. So basically we're going to, start on, or I guess get 100, or get the X next, or get the next 100 post basically. And then starting on page specified in the request. So whenever we first get the page, we'll just get page 0, get the first 100, and then we'll start on do page 1, page 2, page 3, so on and so forth as we keep going down. Whenever we refresh, that'll kind of resort it. We have our session start. So now we can go ahead and pass the session start and the pageable object. And what is your problem? One related problem. Okay, so get feed for a user. So now we need the following, and we need the session date, I guess. Or let's see here, post service, get all posts by author. And maybe we should have done this slightly different. Well, we'll see. So now this is in the feed service. So get feed for user ID 1. And what else? We'll definitely want the session. So local date time, session start, and we'll also go ahead and have an integer and page. This is getting a little bit messy. We might need to refactor this a little bit, but it is what it is. And this we're going to refactor as well. And here, after we get this following post, we'll want to map these to a new DTO or the feed itself. Right, so we'll do that. And then post service is broken again. Let's see here. So this is because this is now returning a pageable or a page. So this is a page post now, I think. Yep, that's a page post. In here, we're just going to return null because we need to set that up. and this will be a page post like so. Let's go ahead and do this. Import that class, and honestly, we can say page or following post dot get content, and that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just comment these out for now. I just want to make sure we can get what we're trying to do working, and then we also need to go to here. So this is where we'll actually do the work. So here's the question: do we want to keep it a get mapping, or do we want to make this a post mapping? I think we might need to make this a post mapping. And let me think. This probably would have been better to do like a session or something and store the session in Redis or whatever. But it is what it is. So how do we want to do this? Because realistically, well, let's think. Technically speaking, we have the... I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just make this a post mapping. And we're going to get rid of this / user ID. And now the body at request body is going to be a get, or how do we want to say this? I don't want to call it feed DTO because we're going to need a feed DTO. We'll say feed request DTO, and this will say feed request on it. And then let's go ahead and make this feed request DTO. So let's create this class, and this will go into our DTO. So put in our DTO. Cool. So this is going to just have a couple things on it. And how have I been making my DTOs? Yeah, I've been making it private. So this needs the user ID. So private, and we'll say user integer user ID. This needs a private local date time. And this is session start. And this is going to need a private, and this is going to be a private, what is this, integer page. Realistically, probably could have done this like we probably could have done this as like a path parameter or something. Probably could have done all of these as path parameters, but it is what it is. Public. Let's actually do this lazy way. Let's go ahead and generate, and we'll generate a constructor. So we'll do a no args. We'll do an all args. So let's go generate constructor, grab all of those guys, and then let's go ahead and do the getters and setters. So generate getter and setter, and maybe a toString. ToString probably wouldn't hurt. So let's just go and grab a toString. So generate toString. I don't think we need equals in hash code, so that's fine. So now we have our feed, and we have that. So now we can call get feed for user, which will have feed request dot get user ID, feed request dot get session start, and feed request dot get page. And then we will sort those, which technically we're going to be sorting them inside of the, we won't need this anymore because we're going to sort these already, and we can sort them by the date. Now the thing that I'm curious about working or seeing is if this will actually work or not. So I guess there's nothing left but to do it. I'm concerned about the post repository. I'm concerned about this actually working, basically. So this I want to see. We're probably going to debug this. So let's just hop into Postman and start debugging. So let's grab Postman real quick. And then if this works, then we can kind of start doing the mapping and stuff. So we might already have a feed. So yes, we do. So now this is going to be a post. We're going to get rid of this. We have our value. Now inside of our body, we'll do raw JSON. So we need a user ID. I think now we're user ID 1. We need a session start. So let's get a timestamp for now. Let's just do like SQL timestamp generator on Google, and let's just grab a timestamp. Sure, that's fine. Except this day doesn't exist yet, so April 2nd, we'll say 9:16, 0 time zone. I don't know if it matters what the time zone is, so we'll just do that. And let's just do, these all look very similar, so we'll just do Adam, I guess. I don't know if it really matters. So our session start will be this, so that date and time. And then finally we need the page, so page will just start at 0, and then we'd start incrementing. Again, this will be stuff that we kind of keep track of on the front end. Now I expect this not to work, so let's just see what happens. Okay, 404 not found. Interesting. Oh, it's because I need to refresh. Very anticlimactic. Now the thing is, I kind of expected this part to work, but I have no idea if this and posted date session date's gonna work. And I probably should have made sure that p.posted date actually even exists, but let's see what happens. Now if we send it, bad request, cannot deserialize local date time from this string. Okay, so date time parse exception. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on with that. So let's just go ahead, I'm just gonna do a Google here. Failed to deserialize local date time. Could not be parsed. Actually, I do this. This should be pretty simple fix, I bet. So let's just deal with this first issue. Let me just Google and see if what I can find here. So I might need to, so local date time, blah, blah, blah. We might need to do JSON format. Okay, so we might need to add something above our field inside of Java. So let's go in here. Let's find our post. Oops, post. And let's do here. So above our updates, posted time or posted date. So I'm going to say at, and we're going to try JSON format. And we're going to go ahead and say shape equal to JSON format dot shape dot string. Honestly, what if I just said, let me Google something really quick. JSON date time generator. I don't know what the Z stands for here. Let me look at something else. Let me look at the data inside of our database really quick, actually. I think that'd be the easiest way to do this. Or actually, do we have a inside a reply? Darn, I was hoping that we had the date inside the reply, but doesn't look like it. Okay, let me look inside the database really quick. So let's go into dbeaver and let's just grab a date from here. I was really hoping that I'd have something. I mean, I probably could have found an easy way to do this. Looks like there's one here, but I'm just gonna grab it from. So let's delete this really quick. Let's hop into our dbeaver and let's see what the date looks like in here. So let's go into posts. And this should be, yep, so let's just grab this. I'm pretty sure we can actually like parse this in here. So let's go into our feed. So let's grab this and paste it. So theoretically, this is like the oldest one. So as long as we have anything less than or equal to this, we should be able to find it. And I think, okay, yeah, it is equal to. So let's see if this does anything. So still cannot deserialize this, even though whenever we created the post, it worked just fine. Interesting. So let's go ahead and try the JSON thing. So above our post date, let's go ahead and say at, and we'll say JSON format. And here we'll say shape is equal to JSON format dot shape dot string. And we're going to have a pattern equal to year dash month day. And this one has like T weird. I don't know if we need to do it. I don't think we have a T. I think ours just goes hour. So so space hour dash, and then it's like hour. I've lost my spot. Minutes, seconds. And then it looks like there's like also milliseconds. So dot SSS maybe. Now, I don't know if this is going to work completely with our JavaScript dates, so that'll be interesting to see if this is an issue. Let's see if we get this to work now, and we'll double check to make sure this is the right pattern. I think it goes year, month, day on here, but let me just see. So year, I'm guessing that's month, day, hour, minute, second, millisecond. So let's try it again. Okay, still unable to deserialize local date time. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more finicky than I hoped. Great. So let's just keep debugging, guess. So it does not like this. The next thing that I'm thinking is maybe, so creating a post works, I believe. Let's refresh to clear terminal. Let's make sure that making a post works from the front end. And if that's the case, I'm going to print out what the date looks like whenever we create a post. And I'm going to copy that basically. Let's go into our front end. And I'm actually going to go into our post slice really quick. So our slices, post slice, and whenever we create a post, let's go ahead and console.log. Maybe. And we're gonna console.log the, but you know what? Shoot. Let's do it on the back end. Whenever we create a post inside of our post service, so get all posts, where's our create post at? So create reply, create post. So we're setting the date here somewhere. Posted date is this, or is the local date time not now? What is this local date time now look like? So local date time dot now. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like so I can get the formatting right. And I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this out of the post for continuity's sake. So this obviously didn't work. Let's go ahead and go back into our post service. Let's go ahead and give this a refresh. So I figured this is going to be a lot of debugging tonight just because I wasn't 100% sure how to do what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I just need to figure out how to do it. Let's go into the front end and let's just make a new post. Testing that making a post still works from the front end. And let's post it. Okay. So it looks like this. So 2024. So if we just copy this and we go into here and we paste it in here, session start date, paste that guy. So this is basically exactly how we have it. Maybe we just put this to like 0. Although I don't know how many zeros that was. So let's count this. Nine zeros. So that should be 9 zeros. Theoretically, then, this is exactly how it's creating it. Okay. Now, the thing is, we did only get summer. So here's the question. So this one is from 2023-08-19, and this one's from 2023-05 19. So let's say that we did this from 023 and this is 023 and maybe let's say 07. So this would be technically after that. So we'd want to cut this off. So let's just see if this works or if we're going to do more work. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So it seems like that works. We should be able to keep track of when we started looking at posts. And we can also, keep track of like when there's new posts. So with that, I'm not worried about that. So that's good. And the reason why it's kind of like not completely working right now is because inside feed service, we're just getting, we're getting these in 2 separate things. So what we do, because I think we do technically want to add in the current user's post as well. What we could do is we already have get all posts by author. So what I'm thinking is maybe we have the following list. We can go ahead and say following.add. We can go ahead and add the current user. Right, and then we can go ahead and get rid of current user posts. And we can go ahead and get this user's post as well. And then let's go ahead and do, whoops, I wanted to go into Postman. And then let's go and change this back to like 0424. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's make sure that my posts pop up. We'll need to go ahead and refresh this though. Let's go ahead and refresh our backend. Okay, backend is refreshed. So this should get my post as well, hopefully. So yep, there's my post. There's another post for me from 2023-06, 2023-08, 2023-05. They're kind of in a random order right now, so we need to get the we need to get it so that it's actually sorted correctly. But now we can say, okay, we only want stuff from, let's say 2024-01 or something, and 01. And then now if we send it, we get one of mine, but none of theirs. So obviously we're probably not going to be going back this far. It would be like, okay, we started looking at today at 9:30. So we want all of the ones from 9:30 and before. And this is kind of how our scheduled ones can work as well. So it's like, okay, there's a scheduled post. We're not going to show it until the session start time is correct. Okay, so now let's maybe, well, I don't want to actually, let me think. I don't actually want to try to think here. I don't think I actually want to sort these yet. I want to sort these. Ooh. Yeah, I think we do want to sort these by date to start out because of the issue with sets and stuff like that. So now we need to go ahead and mess with our paging so that it actually sorts these properly. And I think that's also fairly simple. So let me see here. I have several things open. I just have to actually figure out. Okay, so here's our page request. So, there's like a sort by method where you can sort it by something, which probably defeats the purpose of me doing literally anything. Because I think I did a sorting thing for feed, but it looks like I can go into post service, maybe, where we had this guy, and we create this page of, and we can actually go ahead and say sort dot by, and we can go ahead and sort by the posted date. And we might need to do this by descending, so we're gonna say dot descending and save and refresh. So now this should hopefully get us a whole page of however many. It should be 100 technically, but of course we don't have a whole bunch of posts here. And if we come back into Postman and send this, does it work? So 8, 19, 6, 5. Yeah, cool. So that's good to go. So now basically this is a list of 100. Well, if you have 100 there, a list of 100 posts that we can kind of go through and map now, basically. Cool. So now what I'm thinking is we need a feed response DTO or a feed response object, or a feed object or something like that, or feed post object. I'm just going to make a new DTO, and I guess just call this feed post DTO. And we're going to need like a map function to basically make this work. So what we need is we need a post, and I don't know if we want to call this like original post or just post, but post. And let's go ahead and do this. Whoops. Why did you try to do that? Can you just, why can you not, I don't know why I can't find post.java, public class post. Can you just please like import yourself? Import com.twitter. I think it's a models.post. There. So we'll have a post, we'll have a private, and this will be what do we want to do here? So we also want a private post reply. So if it's a reply, we'll have this in there. We want a private Boolean repost. So we want to know if it's a repost. And what else do we want on this? I think this might be everything. We want to know if it's a repost. We want to know if it's a reply. I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and generate some stuff. And we need to figure out how we're going to deal with reposts. So we're going to have to figure out some other way to basically see if someone you follow has reposted something, which would be interesting. Don't know how we're going to do that yet. So that's another thing that we need to figure out. Let's go ahead and generate our constructors. So we'll do a no arg. We'll do an all arg. So generate constructor with all arguments. And then we'll do a getter and setter. So go ahead and generate getters and setters. Finally, let's go ahead and generate a toString for the heck of it. Why not? Generate and toString. Cool. So now, whenever we repost something, let's go into our post service. Just want to see what happens when we repost. I think we just go ahead and add it to, just add the user there. So, how do we want to do this? We might have to do like a... We might need to do like a triple... We might need to do some like crazy triple query or like join here. Where we join the post table with the users that you follow, and then join the then we might also join the repost junction table maybe. So let's look at dbeaver. So we're gonna go old school here. I don't know how this is going to end up working out in editing, but if we just go and open up a new SQL script, and I'm going to see if I can make this bigger because this is pretty small. That doesn't make it any bigger. Here we go. So if we, this might be a little large. So we just select star from our post. This is what we get. We get all this information, and if we select star from users, this is what we get. So what we really need to do, I guess, is we need to first actually join the follower table, I think. So let's look at our tables again. So schemas, public tables, and followers or following. So we have a user ID and they're following this person. So basically what we need to do is let's say select star from users. I don't know why that's an issue. Why is this an issue now? Is this the wrong script? It's the wrong script, that's why. Okay. Go to this one. So we say select star from users. Inner join. And we're gonna inner join, I forgot to do inner joins. I think following on, and we're gonna say, I forgot what this is called, so let's say following. So this is user underscore ID on user underscore ID is equal to users dot user underscore ID. Where, and let's say users dot user underscore ID is equal to 1. We might need a group by. I don't know. I don't do that much querying day to day. User ID is ambiguous. Oh, this should be following dot user ID maybe. No, it doesn't like that. It's ambiguous. I forget to do inner join. Let me post GraphQL inner join syntax. Let's see, what am I doing wrong? Select star from table, inner join table 2, inner join this on table 1 column. Okay, so it needs to be users.user underscore ID equal to, and then it would be following dot users underscore ID following dot user underscore ID. How is that still ambiguous? This is exactly what it says. Select star from users, inner join this on this, inner join following is exactly that on users.user ID equal to following dot user ID. What is the problem? Okay, it's just upset for no reason. So what does this look like? So this might not work the way that I want it to. Following ID. I'm following that many people? Goodness. Let's do this. Join from this. And let's actually say, instead of this, we're gonna go ahead and say following ID. I'm guessing is what it is, but I don't remember. Yeah, so now instead we're gonna say following ID. We're gonna try to get the follower, the person that's being followed. It's because it's Let me look at the following table again. Oh, I'm following 423 is following me. Okay. So let me think about this query for a sec. So we don't just want unknown coder over and over again. Because we're selecting users, the user side maybe? No, I don't think that's it. So what if we just did this? We get rid of the where clause, what does this look like? So here, yeah. So we want user ID equal to 1. So we want like where following dot user underscore ID is equal to 1 and following dot following ID isn't not 1 or something like that. I don't remember how to do not. Is it this? It's not this. Is it this? Okay. Hold up. Okay. We might be onto something. So that just gets the followers, right? Now here's the issue. Now we want to select the user ID from this. So select user ID. And this would be as following ID or something. Select. We're gonna say you. We're gonna say you. Let's see. Invalid reference and from clause. Is that not how you do that? SQL. I really need to brush up on my. My querying. I haven't done much querying lately at work, so we don't really do many joins either, to be fair. What am I doing wrong here? Select u.userid from users u. What's wrong with users u? Oh, nothing, I guess. Okay. So there is our following ID. So now basically what we need to do is we need to join this with the post repost junction, I believe. Because although right now there's not going to be any reposts. So we should probably make a repost in here from someone we follow. So how do we want to do that? So we'll say insert into, and this is post repost junction. Whoops, not reply, repost junction values. And this is the user ID, post ID. So let's look at our posts. So let's just grab random post. We'll just say post 1, whatever. That's fine. We'll say someone reposted our stuff, post 1, and user ID 4 or something. Whoops. So let's go ahead and add this to our database. And now if we refresh our post repost junction, okay, user 4 has reposted ID or post ID 1. So now what we need to do is we need to get the list of posts that have been reposted by people we follow. So to do that, we would say select, and we'll just say P. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? We could just join. We could do something similar to this, like P dot. We just select P from, or we can just say star from posts. And we can inner join our post repost junction. Okay. And this is going to be, we don't care about that, on, and this is what we want to do. This is we want to join this on, I guess, we we want to join on the post ID, right? So p dot post ID equal to post. I guess we will say prj here. Prj equal to prj dot post ID. And this will return the entire post from there. And then what we'd have to do would be like where our, this is going to be the difficult post. It's going to have to be like where, and then like our prj dot user ID in, and then like have our list. So this would be like in, and this is like 4, right? Yeah. Except we'd have to basically pass this select statement into here, I think. Let's see if this even works. So that worked, but what if we say like 2, for example? This should be empty. Okay, so that seems logically like it should work. Now, basically what we need to do, honestly, I guess is just combine these. And this should also get the list of reposts, which is interesting. Except the other thing that we need to think about is we also need to get all of the posts from, shoot. We also need to get the post from the other table, right? We need to get all of the post from from this as well. So not only do we have to do this weird thing here, we'd also have to figure out how to also append. We have to do like a union, right? I think we'd have to do like a union. So on top of this, we'd also have to do like a select and star from post p inner join. And this one, actually no, this one we just need where user, I think, or p dot, do we have an author on this? We gotta have an author, right? Yeah, p dot author ID in, and then this is gonna be inside of a, so this will be a really weird thing. This should be like a function, which I don't know if we can use a stored procedure technically, but this is almost like what we need is a stored procedure. So this would be in this list again, where let's just say 4 again. We can say like 1 and 4. So we got, so let's see, so we got 2 and 2, and I think that's exactly what we were looking for. So then we can feed this guy in here. Now here's the thing, Spring data JPA, use a stored procedure. Here's a question, can I use a stored procedure in Spring data JPA? Entity class, okay. A stored procedure can have parameters. So how do we have at procedure, int get total cars by model, pass in the model. So it looks like you just throw at procedure above it. So I haven't created a stored procedure in a long time, but I think what we can do is create or replace. And let me grab something really quick. Let me get on GitHub and look for something. I guess before we do that, let's actually see if a union even will work here. So basically we want to say select star this. Union this. I don't know if this is passing everything we need. I think technically they should both be a post. So I think technically it should work. Must have same number of columns. Okay. So post P, post P. So what is this returning? Let's see what this is returning really quick. So this is returning post ID. So this has the user ID on it. So if we do this, so post underscore ID, audience, content, posted date is reply restriction, scheduled date, author ID, and poll underscore ID. We want to say p dot to all these just to make it not ambiguous. So let's add p dot to all of this. So p dot, p dot, p dots, p dot, p dot. And then what we could do is this. So let me fix these. We can literally copy paste this down here. So now we'll select this from post P. So now this should return just those. This should return just these. So now can we union this? We can. Now the question is, because I think post ID 1 was the one that was unioned. So let's add in, let's say that they do like 7 or something, and let's see if 7 pops up in here just to make sure the union's working. Okay, it seems like it is. So basically want to shove this. We want to store these results into a function or something, or into a variable, or feed this into something, right? And I mean, technically we could do something really, really ugly here. We could say in. I don't want to do this, so we might be able to get away from the stored procedure by doing this. Although, well, never mind, we need a stored procedure to do this. We could put this part in a stored procedure and call the stored procedure here, maybe. Maybe. Let me grab something really quick. I have notes on creating stored procedure. I just don't remember how to do it off the top of my head. Let me grab them really quick. So let me just look. It'll be near the end, I bet. Let's see. And maybe I don't have it in here. Okay, create a replace function. This just returns an int. We want this to return. Let's see. Here we go, a ref cursor. Okay, so here's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Let's just first see if we can create a stored procedure that just returns. I have no idea. We'll figure out what to return. But let's go ahead and say create or replace and a function. And this is going to say get feed post. This will be user underscore ID as a type int. And this is going to return a ref cursor. So returns ref cursor as, and we're going to make the body. So it's been a minute since I've done this. So this will be interesting. Declare our ref cursor. The ref cursor. I might need to make 2 of these. I might need to declare our ref, and then I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna declare ref, and then this is gonna be use following IDs. And I'm also gonna declare ref, and then this will be ref cursor. Again, I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, we'll begin. Maybe. So the first thing we'll do, we're gonna open ref, or we're gonna open up ref for this guy. And let's go ahead and clean this up. Open ref for select. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna say this is our user ID. We might want to name this something other than user ID. I'm gonna go ahead and just name this to ID for just to keep things unambiguous. So copy this. So now we're gonna say this on this, where following the user ID is equal to ID and not equal to ID. So now this should basically pass back or pass in this guy. And now our ref, I don't remember how we set this. I don't know if we just say open ref for this or we do something else. Let's see. Let me say post SQL store query and ref cursor and function to be used in another query and the function. Let's see here. So this one says return $1 for whatever. So open ref. So we could say, we could probably say open following IDs. For select. Again, I don't know if this will work. But what we can try to do is we can go ahead and try to return this now. So we can go ahead and try to return our following IDs and see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work or not. And then we need to say $$ language, and the language is PLPG SQL, I believe, and this should create the function. Following IDs does not exist. Okay. Does not like to declare begin, end, open following IDs. Strip just says this doesn't exist. Interesting. Not sure if it doesn't like... Oh, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna say ref cursor. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure if it will. Nope. Let's say ref. What about you? Nope. Type ref does not exist. Okay. Because this says ref cursor. Let me check some more documentation here. I mean, this does say... It looks like we can say following IDs. Cursor for this. Looks like it'll allow you to do that. Now, will it work? No. Because I still have this backwards. Ref cursor. Does this work? Nope. Syntax error near following IDs. Because it wants us still to declare this. But it shows it's because of this, I think. I think it wants us to do declare ref cursor and ref following underscore IDs is I think what it wants us to do, and then no, because I guess I see because I'm looking at the PostgreSQL documentation. It says curs1 ref cursor, curs2 cursor 4. Are you only allowed to have one ref cursor, maybe? Return, and then we'll call this following IDs ref cursor. Make sure we grab the whole thing. Yep, syntax error near following IDs. But we have an, let's change this back to the open. So we'll say open following IDs or select. What about you? Nope. Error at end of input. Okay, so that's something new. So it doesn't like this. Because we need a semicolon. Okay, still same issue. Declare, return, create replace function. Let me just double check everything here. Declare our refs. begin. This needs that maybe. Okay. It's there. So now I think we just call select, and this will be called get feed host for user 1. And obviously this is just going to return the following IDs right now. Oh yeah, we need to go ahead and turn off auto commit, which is up here. And yep, manual commit, that's fine. Try again, because it's going to go over here in this side panel. It's going to be a little bit small, but we get 3, 4, 45, 81, 86. I think that might be right. I don't know. Let's go ahead and roll back. That's fine. Or not roll back. It doesn't really matter. Let's just run this again. So it's 3, 4, 45, 81, 86. 3, 4, 45, 81, 86. That part's working. So now we have this ref for following IDs. And basically what we can do now is we will open our open return for, and this is going to be absolutely disgusting. We're going to open this for this and do that. So now what we'll do is we have this in. So now this in will be following underscore IDs. Hopefully this works. I don't know if it will. Copy this and put following IDs in there as well. And let's go ahead and grid replace this function again. Okay, it went in. So now do we get any posts out of this? Eels. Operator does not exist. Integer equal to ref cursor. No operator matches. Yada yada yada. Okay. So. It doesn't like the following IDs, I'm guessing. Line 10 at open. Yeah. Open return for but we're also not returning return. So that's obviously an issue. Yeah. Line 10 at open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So it doesn't like. We're not passing. It's got to be the in, right? So like it's got to be this. It's got to be this in list, right? So I don't know what else it'd be. Yeah. So it doesn't. Is there a way to pass the results? Post SQL pass ref to in clause. This one says with. Can we say that? Can we try with instead of in? The other option, albeit ugly, is to copy and paste this whole open thing. Okay, so it does not like width, so that's not an option. Although it might be because it wants this. So let's try this. Following IDs. Following IDs. Let's try this. Nope. Okay, it does not like width. Maybe I put it in the wrong spot. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see, begin, open ref for select, return next ref 1, open next ref 2, I don't care about that. Is there a way to... Here's the other option. We can go back to in. And we could basically grab the select statement, which I don't love the idea of, and paste it in here. And do an inner query, which is really ugly. Okay, fix that. And I don't love doing it this way, but if it works, it works. And that's all I really care about. Unnamed portal. Seems like it works. I'm not sure though. Author ID 27. Host 7. This seems like it works, honestly. And we wanted to, we could at the end of the day. Actually, I don't know how you would. How would you sort a union? Post SQL sort union return. I don't even know how you would sort a union return. That's kind of ugly. I might just let it happen on the front end, or not on the front end in Java. So we have this get feed post now. So how do we call the stored procedure inside of our Java code? This seems to be doing what we want. It's getting posts that are, let's see here. So I guess we get rid of this. And get rid of this following IDs. Whoops. Sad. I mean, it's fine. So basically, we are getting the post data from the repost junction table, where the user that reposted it is inside this list. And this list is a list of the following people that you are following. And we're also unioning that with a list of the post from the users that you're following. I think that seems reasonable. I think that's all Twitter really shows are replies, which we might need to worry about too. We might need to do the same exact thing with replies. Although, no, because replies count as a post, I think. So I don't think we have to worry about replies. Author 1. I think we restarted the application. So we see 4. What does our front end see? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then if we reply to this, making a reply to summer, let's see if it shows up. Although, I just thought about something. So this is a repost. We're not including our own post in this. So we need to include our own post in this as well. So we need to union, we'll have to union our own post as well. So we'll also union. So let's select all of this. Which honestly, we can just select star from post where author ID is equal to ID. Oops, ID. And union that. And save. And let's go ahead and see if this gets all of... Didn't get ours. We got one of ours. Should have gotten 2 of ours. So why did that not work? Does union not do what I think it does? Or did I not... Wait a second, let me recreate this. Relation post does not exist. Okay, what is our posts? Okay, let's try this again. Now does mine show up? Okay, let's see. 1, 1. Did I make the reply? Now I did. We do this. 1, 2, 3. 2 4s. Okay, I think that's working. And this one is a reply. So yeah, so if anyone makes a reply, it is going to show up because of the fact that it's going to show up as a regular old post. So that's fine. So yeah, so now let's see if we can get this working in the Java side. So we might not get that much done. It is what it is. So they created a stored procedure. That's fine. And then to reference it, you say @procedure, and then you say whatever, and then go from there. So I'm curious to see if this is going to work pagination. That's my biggest concern here. Shoot. We didn't sort it by date, and we didn't return so we might need to do one more thing with our dbeaver. I saw this. We might need to wrap this whole guy here. We might need to say select star from, and we might need to do something so foul that you're going to throw up. So we're going to select star from this massive inner query. I believe is how they're doing this with the union. Yep. So we're going to select star from this, and this is just going to be, let's just see if this works still. I'd imagine this should still be fine. I don't know if you need a where clause on this. Whoops. Here's this. Okay, that still went through. That still went through. Okay. So now we have a where clause, and we'll say we might need to say this is as P or something. And we're going to say where P dot posted date is less than or equal to, and this needs a date. So we'll go ahead and say session start. And this will be a date, I guess. And this will be session start. So order by the p.posted date descending. So let's remake this. Okay. And let's go ahead and create the same date that we had here. Hopefully it works. This could be an issue. We'll find out. So we got 4. Because it was 2024-01. That makes sense. Okay. That was actually not as bad as I thought it'd be, which is surprising. Okay, so now back to the part that scares me, into our post repo. So now instead of at query, now this is going to go ahead and say at procedure. And hopefully this is still a thing. And we're going to go ahead and say, this is called get feed post, I think is what we called it. Yep, get feed posts. And at this point, might as well rename this to like find post for feed or something as well. Find feed posts. And we're gonna need to fix this. And why is it not showing me the issues? So I'm guessing it's in post service. There we go. So here, this will be post repo. Now, how do we want to change this? Because really, get all posts by author will also be like, realistically, we'll still want this. So I'm thinking we say public page post get feed page, and this will take in, I guess, a set of application users. Do we even need the application users anymore? I think we just need the user's ID. Honestly, I think that's all we need now. And the session start date. Let's actually say integer. Do we even need this though? Well, yeah, we'll need to pass it to this at least. Integer user ID, and then local date, time, session start. And we also do want the integer page. And I'm gonna comment this out for now. I don't think we need it. Whoops. I mean, it's gonna be mad because we don't have it, but I don't think we need it. And we're gonna copy this. So we still want this, still want this. Don't know that we need the posted date anymore because it's gonna be for the the order by anymore because it's going to be doing that automatically. This will be user ID, and this will be find feed posts. Okay, we need to update find feed posts. So if we go back into, and this lines up more with what we have on the really back end. So post repository. So now instead of param authors, it's going to be an integer user ID like that. Realistically, it should really just be like ID, and this should be like session underscore date, but it is what it is. And so that fixes that. And let me go ahead and make sure we're using this inside of our not our feed service, but our post service. So where's our post service at? I lost it. That's fine. Honestly, do we even want this inside post service, or should we just do this straight into feed service? Like, what is the point of me having this here? I don't know. This might get refactored. Get feed page, and this will have the ID session start and page, and then the rest of it's fine. So now it's really just up to seeing whether or not this actually works. I kind of want to see what the page looks like. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter what the page looks like. So I have a feeling we're probably going to be debugging this. Or I guess it's just going to work. Summer. So there's the reply. And we put the start date to 01. So if we put the start date to like in the future. So like, let's say 4/4/0. I don't know if this is a valid date. We're going to find out. I'm honestly surprised that worked that well. So we have the one that I made, making reply to summer. We have this reply. Okay. So now we need to figure out. I don't think this really helped us any though, because we don't know if it's a repost still. And now it's kind of the issue that we're going to try to solve, right? I guess, what can we do here? So this is returning like a whole list of posts, right? So this should also have the repost in it, I think. Although I think I reposted something I shouldn't have. Repost. So this has a repost. There's the reply. I might have just happened to repost like the wrong thing, and it unioned not very well. So let's try to union again. Let's grab a different post. So, although 7, post repost junction. Oh, you know what? I never actually ran this, I don't think. Or maybe I did. Let me refresh our post repost junction. 7.4 should be there. And post ID 7 is what? It's the one with 27. So 27 should be showing up. And who is user 27? Some random person. Should start with integer. This might not be working. Post 63, post 93, post 1. post 102. Yeah, so it doesn't seem, if we come back into dbeaver, it doesn't seem like that post is showing up. Let's run this guy again. So I'm not seeing post 63 whenever we run it like this. Let's grab the state. And let's run this. So I'm getting a list of 101, 1, 93, 7, 63, and 101. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts in here. I can't refresh my server because if I, oh, you know what? I don't think I ever reran this, so we're getting a false positive right now. Hello, you gonna shut down or? We're getting a false positive right there. I don't know if it's actually working. Okay, my app's being weird. I'm gonna try to shut it down if I can. Okay, let's try again. Hopefully it works. I have a feeling that it's having a hard time finding the I have a bad feeling it can't find this get feed posts. And that's why it's taking so long. Maybe it's fine, but I don't think that it started all the way. It says start complete, but that's the data source. I don't think it's up and running. Yeah, it's not. This seems like it's not good. My back will not start now. That's not a good sign. I wanted to really just test this really quick. And go to bed. But maybe it's not going to happen that way. Let's see if there's anything. Let's see here. Says to change DDO auto to none. So let's try that, I guess. So let's stop this. Let's go into our application.properties, change our DDO auto to none. It says it could be with an entity class, but I doubt it. Let's try this. See if it still gets stuck there. Okay, we're not stuck there. But we have errors. Is it because we're running data SQL over and over again? Well, we just set this to update. Okay, it's still attempting to. Yeah, so it's trying to run our data SQL. I don't remember. There's a way to do block comments in SQL. I don't remember what it is. Okay, it's just like Java, that's fine. Okay, so let's do this. We'll set it to either update or none. That doesn't work. Cool. I didn't do anything. Here's the thing. I don't want to comment out every one of these one by one. So let's go into our application.properties, and where are we? We'll set this to false now. For now, and then comment this out. I didn't do anything. I don't remember how to comment. Is it this? There. So we'll set this to none for now. I'll need to update later. We might be able to actually set to update, honestly. I just want to see if our will update work if we don't initialize. I want to see if update will work. Or it's gonna error. Okay, update worked. Now this is when we get the error. An infinite loop. At least it seems like an infinite loop. We don't have anything in here. Let's make sure this is going through all this. So feed controller. So let's make sure we got to the here. In the, we'll say in the controller. Let's make sure we made it to the service. We could just put this in debug mode, I guess. That might be the more efficient way to do this. Let's cancel this. Let's go into the feed controller. Let's put one here. Let's put one inside of our feed service here. Let's go into our post service. We'll put one here. And we're gonna go from there. Let's stop it. Maybe. Let's debug it. Okay, let's try this. So, send the request. Cool. So we got the request. We had the session start date. We got page show. That's all good. Let's jump into this. So let's step into here. I hate this. Hate this about IntelliJ, dude. And it's scuffed. Terrific. Okay, let's cancel that request. Let's restart IntelliJ. It always tries to jump into some random place where you don't want to jump into. I don't understand. Alright, I guess we'll just step over this time. And it'll go to where we want. Or it should at least. Okay, so we step over, it should take us to the next breakpoint. So feed service .get feed for user is where it's stuck at. What is it stuck at here? I'm not even actually stopping it here. Post service. So is it not even making it to the procedure? Interesting. Let's try this again. So, try this again. This is fine. We hit step over. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be working. So this one is saying that we might have to map it on the entity. So we'll try that. So let's try this, I guess. Let's go to the post. And here, say at named stored procedure queries. I'm just randomly trying this. So name equal to get feed. Well, actually we need at named stored procedure query. And here name is equal to get feed post, I believe. Yep, get feed post. And procedure name will just be get feed post as well. And then this needs parameters. Parameters equal to at stored procedure parameter. So mode is equal to, I guess, parameter mode.in. Name equal to ID. And type equal to, I guess, integer.class. I don't know what else to put there. And we also need another parameter, so I don't know if we just do this and say at stored procedure parameter mode equal to parameter mode, whoops, dot in name equal to session start, and type equal to local datetime dot class. And then this has out. So I guess we probably want an out param too. At stored procedure parameter mode equal to parameter mode dot out. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Name equal to, and I guess this is just called return, right? Return. And the type will equal to, and this is going to be weird because it's actually like a page. And it's going to be like page of post dot class, which I don't think it's possible to do this. Yeah. Trying to think what I want to do here. About this. Let's see, at stored procedure. Parameter page. This says ref cursor void.class. This might not be as easy as I'd hoped it'd be. The out parameter is an issue. What if we... Well, that's part of the issue too. I don't think we can just do page.class. I don't think this will work, but I guess it is what it is. Now I lost this. Let me find that again. Now you need to go into your post repository and you need to say stored procedure with that name. You need at param, and this will be ID. Then you need at param, and this will be session start. Right? Yeah, session start. I'm just gonna try one more thing. Spring data JPA call stored SQL function. But technically it's a function. This one says we can just call at query. So if this last one doesn't work, that'll be our last try. It sucks. It's gonna really suck if we don't quite get what I wanted done tonight. But I guess it is what it is. So let's try this one. Nope, it's also stuck in place. That sucks. Okay, so that's no bueno. Here's the other thing we can try. At query. And we can say native query to true. Value equal to select. We can literally select this, right? So select this. And then this will be ID. And this will be session start. I think we still want the params there though. Says this is an option too. I don't know if this will work. But hopefully something gives here. Will you work? Come on, at least give me like an error or something. It is truly just not getting to this point, I don't think. So what if we say select star? Like, does this at least work? I wonder. I'm gonna delete this off the post because it obviously didn't do anything. Go back to our post repository, wherever it went. Stop this. Can we at least get the queries like this? This is crazy, man. And I wonder if like, does this still exist? Yes, it does. Okay, I wanted to make sure it didn't get deleted or something. Can we at least get the post like this? No. This doesn't even do anything. How do I delete a function? Drop function. We drop this function, get feed posts. It's not unique. What do you mean it's not unique? Whoops. Exists. Drop function exists. Get feed post. You have to pass in this whole thing, maybe. Okay, so we got rid of the function. Does it still error out? Or just spin? Okay. So trying to call, or having this here seems to be the issue. So if we go and create this again, create or replace this function, and I'm not going to touch anything, I'm just going to try to run this. So that worked fine. If we refresh, and this is on update right now. Yeah, it's on update. No wonder why that wasn't doing anything. Let's refresh. One more time. Maybe it had something to do with me screwing this up. I don't know. But the store procedure should exist. Okay, it came back fine. It was slow, but it came back. We got all of this. Okay, so now if we go back into our post repository, we add that back in. We refresh. Do we get the same issue? Does it just spin? Or can we at least get an error? Thank you for at least giving us an error. Cannot extract result set. Thank you for giving me something. So, function integer unknown does not exist. Why is it unknown? It's because it doesn't know what a local date time is, maybe? Maybe? I don't have much time to experiment with this. If I say date from Java SQL. Now the issue though is going to be this won't compile now. Yeah. We say date from SQL. We say date from SQL. Whoops. Date from SQL. And this is going to come from our feed post DTO or something like that. Request DTO. Date from SQL. This is the last thing I'm going to try really quick. We're going to do some debugging like tomorrow or something otherwise. Dates. And date from SQL. What's the problem page? I don't know. We pass it to SQL date, doesn't know what it is. We might need to convert it to a string. Cannot extract result set. Again. Let's see. Integer unknown does not exist. Okay. Yeah, so it seems like maybe this does exist though. Like maybe it'll work. I'm curious to see if like we did change this to like a string or something. Now, the thing is in here, this specifically says a date. So it should be looking for a date. Maybe this isn't an SQL date, I don't know. Because the SQL date looks like this. So like, I'm curious to see maybe if we took it in like this, maybe it would be able to parse it this way. This one's just a 400. Cannot deserialize SQL date. Failed to parse it. So maybe what we do, we take this in, we try to convert it to a different type of date and just go from there or let it be a string or something. But we got some good progress done on in general on working on this guy. Wherever it went. Worst case scenario, we take this massive thing, this massive select statement, we put it into a string, and we basically make a native query and inject whatever we need to inject. So basically, I don't know, we could probably figure something out here. We can either put this inside of a spell in our application.properties and read it in, or do something else inside of our feed post repository, so we could have like a string here that injects this value from param or something. I don't know. There's options here, but that's going to be it, unfortunately, for this episode. A little bit of a longer one probably, and a lot of debugging. But bear with me. We'll probably try to hit this again tomorrow. I don't know how much I'm going to get, but I want to get this done. So I'll do some research as well to see if I can't figure out how to get this working. But I appreciate you all for stopping by, especially if you've watched this point. So yeah, this has been Ethan Uncoder. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next episode or live stream. Peace out.